Hey guys, welcome to vlog number 3. Thanks a bunch for watching the first two. Been getting a bunch of feedback on Instagram and all over the place. You guys are watching and it means a ton. So training update on my end. I told you last week that I'm doing a modified version of the LSUS program, and happy to hear got several messages of people who hadn't heard of the program, and glad that you guys are checking it out because it is one that is working. So basically I have kind of like, if you guys are familiar with my normal training, I have some squat days, those have turned into strength days. I have a snatch day, I have a clean and jerk day, and then kind of a little bit of a mess around day right now, where I go back up to 85-ish% or something, try and snatch over 120 or clean and jerk over 145, just to make sure I still have some of that stuff going on. So right now, starting off the week with 8s in the back squat, just building volume initially. So 2 sets, 3 sets of 8 at a constant weight. This week was week 3, so went up to a heavy set of 8 at 160, which ultimately turned out to be a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a little more of a struggle, so maybe shorted that one a little bit, but I'll still stay in some higher volume, so I might have a chance to hit that heavy 8 again. Also hit an 8 rep max push press, and in an attempt to hit an 8 rep max push press, I hit a 5 rep max push press along the way. So that's my kind of strength day, heavier strength based lifts. I had 5 rep snatch this week from the floor, no straps, 100 kilos. That was, I think, ties a 5 rep PR. I don't do those too often, but I do like the feel of it. I feel really consistent in my snatch right now, so that's really good. And if you watch the video here, my big thing is, what's my back angle doing off the floor, and am I maintaining that angle through past the knee? Then and then from there, what is my knee action as I kind of finish that pull? So that's what I've been working on, the snatch. I got 5 rep max clean and jerk, or clean. I will actually be trying to hit that today, so if I hit something good, you'll see that video right now. On my mind this week is kind of a cool topic. I wish I would have recorded this, but Nate Stemo, one of my lifters from Milwaukee Barbell, lifts for me. I do all his programming and meet coaching. Nate's a really smart young coach and doing really cool stuff. And he said, he jotted down a couple questions while he was making the 8-hour drive from Atlanta to up to Bloomington, Indiana. And one of the questions was, that I found was interesting, was, what is one mistake that American coaches make, or USA weightlifting coaches make? And we bounced around a bunch of ideas, but one of the things that I think is the idea that weightlifting is a sport, and as such we need to train our athletes for the sport of weightlifting. And so let me take that back a step. I think a lot of times we think about the strength and conditioning aspect of weightlifting, and that is a part, but a weightlifting coach must be a strength and conditioning coach, the person who elicits a response, but also the sporting coach, the person who coaches them in the sport of weightlifting. So the person who coaches them in the sport of weightlifting needs a grasp of how that goes down. So we talked about some of the things that I think coaches underplay the sport of weightlifting and think only about the strength and conditioning side of things. So as a sport coach, we need to prepare our athletes for the eventualities that may come about within the sport, right? Whether that's short clocks, long weights, weird attempts, all this sorts of stuff, all the sort of things that you could encounter in a meet, and those are the things that a coach must prepare the athlete for, so that the eventualities of the meet are actually tamer than those in training, right? So when we think about that in football or basketball or soccer or volleyball, there's a lot of situational coaching where, the football example is like you do 2-minute drill in practice, right? Where you practice where it's like there's 2 minutes left on the clock, you have one timeout, and you got to score a touchdown, or you have to get it to the 22-yard line so your guy can kick a field goal. So, and that's really common in other sports, is situational coaching. And in weightlifting, we do that far too infrequently. So that's my biggest mistake. That was something I was thinking about. So coming up after this, some highlights. You'll see a little Nate lifting, and maybe any of my lifts that didn't get spoken about earlier. So thanks again for joining me. This is Nate snatching 125 in a complex. I think you'll see Nate's got like one of the best torso angles, like super good control. His chest stays up through the whole pole. He's got great balance. Been working on that, and he looks great. So the next two videos are one of my youth lifters, Dominic Pulverini, who is 16. He's between a 55 and a 61 right now. So this is a PR snatch of 75. And he's just got incredible mobility. And then coming up now is this 110 clean, nearly a double body weight clean for him. So pumped about his lifting.